Hey, how's it going? It's Grant with the Garden of Eater, and today we're going to be talking about the American Shrimp Contest hosted by Aquashella. It is going to be May 16th and 17th in Dallas, Texas. I'm stumbling a little bit because I should have had the dates a little bit better. It is 17th and 18th. I'm sorry. See, I knew that was wrong. I knew the 17th was one of the dates. You have until the 14th to register. Ship your shrimp in. You get them there or hand them in by Friday at 5 o'clock. Then we get the shrimp entered into the tanks and judged on Saturday morning. We do a little award ceremony on Sunday. The grand prize, best of show, will receive a $200 cash prize. We've also got individual awards for at least first place, maybe second and third place as well. That'll be some foods from Ultra Fresh Shrimp Foods. We also got a new sponsorship for aquariums, and that is Aqua L. That is going to be donating 30 of their shrimp sets, the smaller tanks. These shrimp sets are what I consider the best all-in-one shrimp tank kit that you can go out and buy on the market. I set up what I thought was basically my dream tank, or it still is, up on the counter, and I got one of those as well to fill out on the side. Scaped it up, made it look real nice. Both of those videos are up on the YouTube channel. Really happy with the way they came out. And overall, the growth and everything of the shrimp is phenomenal. I just made the mistake of using some wood that was from other projects and had a little bit of algae on it. So I'm in the process of clearing that out in order to do an update video. But the tank filter, all in one package, and the little light as well is a great little starter kit to get started with shrimp. I, of course, don't have them for all of our aquariums just simply because the electric bill would be so high. But if you can only have a couple tanks in the house or an office tank, this is what I consider the best option on the market right now for you to go out and get. And it's pretty cool that we get to have them for a shrimp contest. Everything should look phenomenal. We're also working on a couple other smaller sponsors to kind of fill in the last little gap that we have. To cover all of the costs for the show so we can keep it running and do the LA show as well as the Jersey show. So far, pretty successful. We just have a very limited space with 30 tanks and a new sponsor. Part of the reason why is because we're averaging a little more than 30 for each one of the shows. It took us a little bit longer to get everything going and improved with just how Aquashella dates and everything took to be released, but we're on it now and we're going to get everything figured out. But we got 3 more weeks until the show, so there's still time to pick out your best shrimp and get them all sorted. When Shelby joins me, we'll be going through the website showing you how to enter the different categories and everything like that. But for the most part, you want to get a group of 3 to 5 shrimp, your best looking shrimp. You want them all to match one another so they all look the same, identical if possible, and you want them to be as big as possible. And that's going to earn you the most points. You got to make sure they're healthy, so no short skirt or body deformities or anything like that. And you should do pretty darn well in the contest. With spaces being limited, as well as a couple of our I would say vets in the contest are not able to enter in this contest because they are traveling out of state. 2 of the locals too, so that is a bummer. But hopefully we get some out-of-state entries like Richard Reynolds to fill in that gap. Richard's got some great shrimp, so hopefully he'll send some in. The baby is off to the side, but she is preoccupied, so I am letting her just hang out in the bouncer for a little while I catch up and chat and inform everybody about the shrimp contest. And then we've got Papa Shrimp in the house. He will be one of our judges. for the shrimp contest. I'm pretty sure myself will be judging, and then I've got to solidify the last one with Eric Lucas by Pet Shrimp, but he already agreed with Mike. I just haven't talked with him yet because we're going to do some sponsorship stuff as well. So how's it going, GNC, Larry, Jesse, Christy, Tank Girl? Welcome everybody to the show. Shelby is about to grab the baby and sit down and join us. I'm just going to try and catch up. How's it going, Mark? All the way from Michigan. Thank you for joining us. Is there a cost to enter? Yes, it is $25 per entry to get into the contest. You can enter the 6 categories that are involved. You can do 2 groups in each category. So you could technically enter 12 shrimp and be almost half the contest if you did that. But we don't think many people that are breeding shrimp these days have that many shrimp. A lot of people who were breeding shrimp a few years ago are no longer doing it. So there's just a lot of different life opportunities, and breeding shrimp isn't for everybody. But there's a lot of us who've been doing it for a decade, like the Bloomfields. And I don't think any of their shrimp are ready to be entered into the contest yet either, since they just moved from across the states. There's a couple other breeders who are just not around, not available. So it's a great opportunity to enter your shrimp, get a little prestigious award behind your lines, your genetics, and then when you go on to the future to sell your shrimp, you can charge a little bit more, and your shrimp will be in a little bit higher demand because of the award.
Richard said, yes, Grant, I will be entering. You have some great shrimp. And the last contest that you entered, you did take an award home, too. So that was cool. Yeah, if you have any questions, ask them now.
And then whenever you're ready to pull up the site, that's the next big move. But Shelby and myself have been organizing the shrimp contest for 5 years now, because it happened COVID 2020. So it's pretty easy to remember that, our anniversary year, everything like that. It's all on a nice round 10, right? So we've got it down to an art. We've been able to set up the contest. We've got the way we mix our minerals and the water and everything with Aquashella. We're able to get in there like a day earlier to help set up and get the contest running smooth. And we have a very low death rate, not just through the contest, but with sending the shrimp back home. So we're pretty confident and whatnot with recommending sending your shrimp in, because we have a pretty good track record.
Sorry. Hey, Myra's top of head. I missed. Where is this? So I will be sharing here soon. This is going to be
at aquashella.com. And then I see Scotty's comment.
Where?
Oh, Dallas, Texas. May 17th and 18th. Oh, man. Yeah. Can't remember now. Here. I messed that up in the very beginning.
I heard you.
I know.
Yeah. And Scotty said 25 per entry or total. So it is 25 per entry. This includes, they have like a day pass for it, right? You get a day pass for that?
Yeah. So you get VIP, not just a day pass, but you get into the entire contest. This is something that sadly for the last 2 shows wasn't a thing, but we made sure we're bringing that back. That's kind of why I was searching for these sponsors, is so that we can afford to be able to do that. So we can pay for more than just people's entries, their shipping fares and stuff like that, as well as the awards. And we're going to get the not a little, but oh man, there's one of them in the hallway. If I get up, I'll grab it later. But Harley from PNW Customs, he makes a bunch of custom acrylic ware. He makes the trophies for us, and they came out really nice for the last show. So we're going to have them make them again. They've got shrimp engraved onto them. and you can put it on a light and it would light up and make it a little color changing effect if you change the LEDs and whatnot. So I think that's a really nice special addition to the contest, and we'll keep that one going for sure. And we also get the paper awards as well. You all right? Need some water?
That's what did it.
Oh. Mhm. So we'll see you in Dallas, I take it. I'm sorry, I'm all thrown off.
Yes, of course we're gonna see her in Dallas. We've seen her like every year for like the past couple of years. Papa Shrimp. Looking forward to seeing as many shrimp lovers as possible here in my hometown.
Yeah, absolutely. Really looking forward to seeing the local shrimp community as well as my little Planet Aquascaping family. The I think the Dallas Planet Aquarium Society. Can't remember what their actual community is. Are you all right? Do we need to take a 5-minute break?
I'm good.
All right. I need some elevator music and mute it, and we're going through our fits.
That's so funny. Let's see. It said using the last of the daylight, filling up 3 new tubs right now. Nice. It's always exciting when you get the new stuff set up.
Yeah, yesterday we were working on the other half of the garage, and I told Dante, I'm trying to work and kill this last little bit of daylight. And he's like, the daylight's gone. And I was like, yeah, but still, I got to get finished with this day.
Scotty said, oh, so if I was to send in pure red lights, snowballs, and red cherries, it'd be $75.
Yes, that is correct. You'd have to pay for your shipping costs, but Aquashella would pay to receive the shrimp on their end, so that way we can get them into the contest.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that. When these get shipped, the show gets charged for each box that we get delivered to us. So that's why there is a charge for that as well. So that's why it's a little bit higher than you would a normal show.
And some of these convention halls, they charge outrageous prices. I think it's like $25 to receive a box sometimes. So if you only enter one entry as shrimp, they're not, the contest really isn't not that they're profiting or anything like that. We use that to go towards the next contest. It pays for the booth space and everything like that.
Papa Shrimp said, you should do a shrimp room tour at my place while you're here. I'll cook you dinner. That's tempting.
I'm not sure if we have time,
How far
but
are you?
I believe he's near the Buc-ee's that we pass on the way.
He'll know how far he is. I know it's not that
I'm
far.
fairly sure.
All right. So if you go to aquashella.com, you can go to, this is the home page here. You just scroll down and you have to hit Dallas. And then on Dallas, you can scroll down. I think there is up here too. Oh, yeah. There's a button here. But on the phone, there are not these buttons up front. They might be, and you just don't see them. You can also scroll down to contest. See my adorable baby here, and then you got Grant here.
I was hoping you didn't point me out.
I love that picture. But then this is cool. This year's going to be a koi fish show. That was interesting to see today. But here's the shrimp contest. I love this photo. It is so cute.
And if you're wondering what's the whole point of the shrimp contest, it's that photo right there. You have the people that have never seen shrimp before that are looking at the tanks, seeing the new varieties of shrimp for the very first time. You see kids looking at them, and they go, ooh, ah, and, they want a shrimp tank, and maybe they're very successful, and that leads them to having multiple tanks. There's a kid that I believed was going to enter into the Florida contest this year if he would have gotten the chance. There isn't a Florida show, but he was working on his shrimp and wanted to get them nice and big and put them outside. So hopefully next year we get a Florida show and we can get some young blood into the contest. But showing all the saltwater side, showing all the people that there's something different and colorful in the freshwater industry is definitely fun.
Yeah. And so, yeah, this year we got Aqua L. I think Grant already talked about this, and Ultra Fresh. So, details and entry. This is where you'll hit to register. This is all of the information. So, this will be the address here, the Dallas Market Hall. That will be where you ship it to, and you just put attention. You can put a Grant, you can put Shelby. Most likely, it'll be best to put Grant. And then we only have 6 categories this year. We did narrow it down since we have smaller amount of entries for it. So we got category 1 is Neocaridina. That means all types and all colors for that. So you can put the realies in this as well. If you are entering the Neocaridina category, realies are probably going to score a lot higher than everything else. But it's hard to beat some of the solid colors because of generally how big they get. So that's something to look out for. Size really does matter for these for sure. Category 2 is Caridina crystal shrimp, all colors and grades. So those are your red crystals, your black crystals, your pure red lines, pure black lines, all the same. These a lot of times the color matter on the legs for these. Any of the Caridina categories, the better the leg coverage, the higher your score. Of course, the size, and then the difficulty to breed them. So we know, any judge will take that into counter too.
I'll be going over my tips and tricks with each category as well at the end of the show. Tips on how to
show or
after Shelby is done with all of the context, as well as tips for sending in your shrimp and getting the healthiest results out of it.
I said, yep, right next to Buc-ee's.
Yeah, I think that's doable.
That'd be cool.
Just depends on what time we actually make it on the road, either direction.
Yeah, maybe one of the nights
Sunday
that
night.
we're not busy. Yeah.
We usually
there's
settle
always
for
something.
Freddy's right there. And last 2 times were not the best. I don't think we're going to stop there again.
Yeah, you're right. Both times Freddy's was not great.
The first time we stopped there, phenomenal.
Yeah,
Service, phenomenal. Everything
the
came out
lady
great.
we've ever met in our life.
No, it was an older gentleman. I swear.
I thought it was an older lady.
No, it was an older man.
Why is the bag in here? Scotty said, what are the most common type of shrimp that are entered? What do you hardly see? What are the categories? If you could suggest one type of shrimp to send, what would it be?
I think this is all criteria for me to answer after Shelby's done going through the rest of it.
Yeah. All right. What's going on? Oh, why? Oh, you guys haven't even seen what I was sharing. Because it popped up a new page. That's so annoying.
All right, here we go.
I was wondering why. My bad, guys. So let's go back over this. Obviously, this is where you'll come to register. Has the information. Here's the address in nice bold letters for you and the categories. So we're on category 3, Caridina, Taiwan bees. So you got your blue bulls, your red King Kongs, your pandas. These are the shadow pandas as well in this one, right?
Yes.
So these are obviously this is like one of my favorite categories that doesn't get enough appreciation. And that's where we talk about all the time about how lines need to stay true. So many people buy these and mix them with other shrimp, and then we don't have blue bolts. Like we'll probably always have blue bolts, but like red King Kongs and black pandas, like you just don't see them as much as you do everything else to the show quality. Like you can in the international one, but not in the American Shrimp Contest. It's just like the smaller of the categories. And this one too, which is category 4, Caridina tiger variant. So this could be orange eye blue tigers, the black tiger, orange eyes. Did I just say that backwards? Or did I say blue tigers first?
I wasn't listening.
I'm so thrown off now.
I'm sorry.
But any tigers, and then they could have the orange eyes as well in this category. So any of the tigers would go in this. And this is where I think people get confused a lot, that the tiger variant doesn't include the fancy tigers. Fancy tigers go in with the crossbreeds, and will you explain why?
Because they're not a pure tiger. They've been crossbred with a bee genetic in order to get it. Where like you can do red tigers with the orange eyes because it's two tiger shrimps that are pure crossbred together to get a different phenotype of those same genetics.
Yeah, so this is where a lot of people get confused, but because it says tiger in the name. So category 5 will be the Caridina crossbreeds, which are normal eyes without orange eyes. So all colors and patterns of this. So fancy tigers, galaxy pintos. These are your really pretty. And then category 6 will wrap up with the Caridina crossbreeds, all colors and patterns, and eye morphs. So you got all your orange eyes, your hollow eyes, things like that. So they're the real interesting bunch. If you ever have any questions, can they reach out to you and ask if one goes in this specific category to another?
Yeah, absolutely. Any questions like that, just don't send me photos of your shrimp. I can help with the variety types and stuff like that. However, do not say, hey, these are my 5 shrimp that I'm going to enter. Do you think that's good? I think you could do that, Shelby, but not so much me. But if you're looking to do something like that, you could reach out to like the Bloomfield. Sadly, will not be able to make it to this show. I know Rob would be more than helpful. Cherie would be more than helpful with getting the right shrimp together. And who knows though? Maybe they have some shrimp ready, and there might be competition. So, but
that'd be so cool to see their shrimp in there.
You could definitely check out videos of past shrimp contests as well for an idea of the groups that will do well.
Yeah. Do you want me to go over the rest of the page, or do you want to talk about those categories at all?
No, go over the rest of the page,
Okay.
and then I'm going to go back to the categories.
Oh, I hit the wrong button. Of course I would. Did you say the wrong categories? So registration, that will be the deadline of the Wednesday before the show, which I believe is the 14th. I don't remember off my head. 16th, 17th, 18th.
It's in the post.
15th, maybe? I don't know. Yeah. But we have to have time in order to get those all in, and they got to be there. If you're handing them in, you can hand them in Friday, but we would like it as early as possible so those shrimp do have plenty of time to acclimate to the tank and color up quite a bit. You don't want to wait last minute. Most people do overnight.
It's the 14th.
Thank you. The 14th.
Yeah.
Ooh, that looks nice.
Yeah, it came out really good.
But of course, it's supposed to be your homebred shrimp, group of your own bred shrimp, sorry. And then, so you can enter a maximum of 2 sets per category. It is $25 per group. It says tickets for both days of the show. So if you're local, that's great. That does work out really well for you. I know that when we go to Florida show, that's when we had a lot of people that would enter shrimp for themselves and their friend so that they could both get in. Right? If they have great shrimp and they want the award, that's what it is. So I already said the deadline. Did you say there was only 30 tanks for this show? Yes, so there's only 30 entries for this show. And then you'll have to contact us if you do want your shrimp shipped back to you, and let us know before time so we can explain to you on how that process works.
But you must send a return shipping label and a bag with a little bit of mesh, some Persian included, so that way we can send everything back. We use the exact same box. If we use the same bag, the weight and everything like that will be pretty much the same, and shipping it back will be a breeze and not a problem. And we'll have either Papa Shrimp or another one of the locals nearby I think Vibes Aquatics did it for us last year. I'll probably reach out to Vibes again. He's super, super helpful in the community. So,
Yeah.
and he doesn't keep any shrimp, so this is his active duty to the hobby.
Yeah, it takes me a little bit, but everything gets usually put back in their box. You can donate. If you choose to donate your shrimp, we do not auction them. We only donate them to volunteers. So, like, say Vibes is helping us, Papa Shrimp's helping us, and you guys don't want your shrimp shipped back, then we usually offer it to someone like that that take it and are super happy. It usually goes to a hobbyist. So, I know some people have started their shrimp hobby by getting it from just helping us out and being interested in shrimp. So, um, other than that, it just, I don't know where I was going with that.
Just where the shrimp go if they are not taken back home and whatnot.
Yeah.
We've got the Morgans, we've got Papa Shrimp, we've got Mike Esposito, who helps with the water at all the shows. The Morgans might not be there for setup, but they might be there for teardown. But in past shows, they've helped us in with heaps of stuff. So.
Mm-hmm. So the show tanks, obviously their carotene is going to be mixed to we do it at 150.
Yeah,
general
so,
TDS.
130 to 150. Because we don't have a lot of time overnight, sometimes the minerals offset a little bit. So, but that's pretty much middle ground for what most people keep their carotene or shrimp in.
What are you doing, silly? Hmm?
And we do include the water that you send in to the contest. So the more water you do put in the bags, the better. Especially with shipping in, you want to make sure you get your shrimp into a bag and wrapped up as fast as possible. That way they don't lose as much color. That's a little bit of a tip that I'm going to share with you guys since I'm not competing. But that's what I would do, so that way the shrimp would look their best when they get to their location. I would pack as much water as I can, plenty of loofah material or plastic mesh that they can hang onto. You can include a little plant or something like that, but just not a ton of it. Make sure it's very, very minute amount of plant material that you send in with the shrimp. But I wouldn't send any plant material myself. It just kind of looks a little bit nicer in your tank. That's like a little tip that might work with like the oh my god, People's Choice. Maybe that moss or that little plant in the tank with the shrimp on top of it might be the reason why they vote for it, right?
Yeah.
So I've always tried to include a little something if possible in my shrimp tank, but I don't like to ship it with it. So you're more than welcome to add a little bit of plant material in a separate bag with your shrimp box, and then make sure it's packed to the brim with as much shipping material as you can, so that way it's well insulated. It is Texas; it's going to be hot. Styrofoams are not ideal for us, but you might feel more comfortable with the shrimp in a styrofoam, and you never know what the temperature inside the place is going to be like too. So
yeah, it has been very, very hot in Texas, so I would recommend it. Even just putting like maybe a cool pack. It doesn't even need to be ice pack. Maybe just a cool pack, and keep it cool for a little bit longer.
And if you're not shipping your shrimp in, or you are shipping your shrimp in, the only thing that should be on the bags is the category. You don't need to put the type of shrimp on it. You don't need to do anything like that.
It helps.
All right.
Yeah,
You can do category, type of shrimp, and how many shrimp are in the bag.
Yeah.
You can do a little note card or something like that on top of the wrapped up bag or something like that, or in the box if you want to do that. But do not put your names on the bag of shrimp. And then also, if you're hand delivering your shrimp, make sure that all the bags are in a box with your name on the box, so that way we can keep everything well organized and make sure that your shrimp are properly judged, and there's no bias that way or anything like that. She's on the move now.
On the move.
She is
ready to go.
A quick 2 seconds in any direction, rolling 2 times over quickly, and she can roll off the bed if she wants to. She can do a somersault. She sat up straight up today for about 5 minutes watching me eat my ice cream when we got home tonight. So,
Johnny Best, thank you so much for gifting 1 Garden of Eater membership. If you did get gifted that Garden of Eater membership, make sure to email us at thegardenofeater@gmail.com, and we'll ship your membership sticker out to you. Thank you so much, Johnny.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you very much for all your support.
Papa Shrimp said, my Galaxy Pintos came from a donation from 2 years ago, and they're making purple metallics now. That is awesome. Sia said, I'd be happy to drive some donated shrimp to Kansas, why can I not? Arkansas.
The reason why I know that is
videos all the time that are like Arkansas, and I'm like, now I'm ruined for life because of that meme. Sorry, Arkansas. You didn't finish your sentence.
Bryce Mitchell, that's all. He's from Arkansas.
If it will help. Also, always glad to lend a hand. Thank you so much. Papa Shrimp said, if hand delivery, do not give the shrimp to the judge, please. Yeah, most likely I will be around most of the time. Usually there, if not at my booth, which I don't know how far we are away from.
No, we're pretty centralized.
Okay.
We might be in like the back. I don't know how the entryway is or everything like that of the back of the building or something like that, but we're relatively close. But Shelby will probably be at the shrimp contest, or I don't know where your booth is for Pet Supplies Plus.
Yeah,
that's where you'll probably be.
Friday I'll be.
There'll be people with Aquashella staff shirts, and almost all of them will know who I am and a general location of where I'm at.
Yeah, hopefully.
It's a lot of Ben. I think Ben's coming, so
okay.
I'm really looking forward to the staff hanging out with some good friends again.
And you already pretty much went over the judges. So we do have a whole video on this and how we judge. We have less categories, but it's going to be the same, consistent on judging color, on size, on your shrimp need to all look the same. So it makes it easier. The better the uniformity. Now, say you have you want to put 5 shrimp in because you're worried that 2 might die. Because you do get disqualified if you have less than 3 shrimp. So you do want to include extra. So if you have a whole group of 5 and say you have 3 really nice females that look the same, try to match up to those. Sometimes you might not have it, but just try to get as close as you can.
Her face is so dirty. It made it look like she had a weird nose. She got messed up. But
I hate the way they just digging in the dirt. They freak me out. They look unwell. And then, of course, we have the overall winner of the contest. That's the show. We'll get $250.
It's $200.
200? They got that wrong. Well, it's $200. Sorry. They need.
I guess it's $250 if it's on there.
We'll have to message them and make sure that's right. And of course, we'll try to take photos. I should be able to get a quick video done. I don't know if I'll live stream this at the show. Sometimes we have other people like Vibes comes in. He might live stream. I don't know if anyone else will. But I hope to take photos.
Tim might have time to do a video.
It's only 30 takes, so I think I should be able to do it. But we do have the aquascaping contest, and me and Grant are competing together in it. So we are usually limited on time. The only other thing I'm doing this year is setting up 2 tanks for 1 booth. So we should be okay. Oh, 4 tanks. I lied. And then who knows how many they're going to ask me to do while I'm there. So number might go up from 4. So we'll find out. But here's all the categories. Obviously, you can hit up or down how many you want to enter for each one. Obviously, it's only 2 per person for each category. What's wrong? Getting sleepy? Yeah, she did. All right. That wraps that up. Oh, did you want to go back to the categories? I put
bring up the categories and I'll go through my tips and tricks. I already went through a couple of the shipping tricks.
Zach Nesbitt, member for 15 months. Thank you so much. Said y'all have taught me a lot. Banana leaves and all. So glad. Thank you so much.
And I would really be excited to see some of your shrimp in the contest. I'd be proud if you took home an award. Just giving Shelby a second here to bring back up the categories.
If I have stickers, here's the thing. If I have stickers at the show and you enter in the contest, I will throw them back in your box to ship them back to you if you are a YouTube member with us. If I have the stickers at the show, because right now we're currently waiting on one idea to come up with. And then I have the rest already laid out to get them in. So let's cross our fingers for that. But that would be fun. Papa Shrimp said, my son will be with me this time around, so I'll hopefully be able to do a video. I've always goofed it up, so I'm hoping to do it right this time. Oh, that's exciting. Hopefully we can get a bunch of videos out this year. I love to see everyone else's different way they film and talk about it and, share it with everybody to get other people interested because we all have different views. So it's really nice to see that, like, technical to just fun to everything. I love it. Asia said, I'll be taking photos and video. I want to enjoy the good company, so I don't post anything until I get home from Dallas and have time to edit. Yeah, see, that's great. I can't wait to see that either. Hopefully everyone tags us in the videos too, so we can see those and share them out to different groups and get people really interested in it because it is really cool to see. It's such a small little thing, but even when we were non-hobbyists before we started, and like one of our first big shows like the Beta Convention or Achilles Fish or Guppy Show, it was really interesting to see it. So it was
when
really
we were
nice.
Not professional. We were just hobbyists.
No, I mean, like,
we were hobbyists.
Right.
We were hobbyists.
I guess, in a way. I guess we had like 50 tanks.
We weren't as commercial.
When we got a little bit more interested in things, it was really cool to see things like that. So, like, generally these people coming to these shows are already hobbyists. So it's just nice for them to see things like that. So it's cool to see the koi show. I wonder what categories and, like, if we can bring one of our... I don't want to bring it that far. That's so far.
No.
I love our toys. We've named them.
I think we could actually place, if I brought the copper one that we have with the plates. I think that's the nicest koi.
Cool.
I know there's nicer, larger koi, but for its size, I would hold it. But I'm not going to risk it.
Good evening, vibes.
Oh man, now I want to win the Aquashella koi show.
Yeah.
Dang it.
Zach said, I'm planning on it. I was just talking about it with Laura. I believe I've got some worthy shrimp. Oh, yes.
You think the rental car will hold alive well? I'm happy to hear that, though.
Welcome in, Shrimp Father. Let's see. It said, always bring my sticker collection album with me. I was hoping to trade some fish room punks. I have extras up. That's cool. Yeah, we should have plenty of stickers by the show, I'm hoping. So mad at that.
Yeah, we need to do that tomorrow.
Yeah.
For sure.
Mm-hmm. Hello, welcome in, Holly.
Harley did complain that the sticker prices are like twice as much as it was.
It hasn't changed on their Instagram. Where are you going? And it's back to you to talk about the...
All right. So...
Do you want me to bring up Scotty's comment again so you can answer his...
No. I'll answer it all.
Okay.
So we have...
Don't you miss anything.
So we have category 1 to start off with. This is the Neocaridina category. in most contests, this is the hardest category simply because the most entries are entered. It is usually dominated by yellows in recent years. Um, there's been plenty of first places though from reds. I think greens have taken first place as well. Um, there's been some placements from other colors. Like there was one year had some really nice oranges, but it really depends on how large the group is and how bright the shrimp are. Leg color is ideal. For me, the shrimp that might get the highest points are definitely going to be the greens. Green out of all the colorways is definitely the hardest to get. Where something like Snowball on difficulty would get the least amount of points simply because they're all going to come out looking just like some snowballs. Um, the other kind of high point scorer for difficulty would be any of the Rilly varieties. Obviously, green Rillies with the blue body would score the absolute highest possible for the points difficulty, in my opinion. Yellow Rillies would be a different, another one that would be just as high up there since it's not a thing. Purple Rillies. Once upon a time, I did place with some purple Rillies. I just was not able to breed them out after F1s. So you definitely have a greater chance of scoring higher points with those. But if you just enter some shrimp that don't all look the same, just because they're greens and just because they're Rillies, that's not going to mean that they're going to place. So they all got to look identical. They all got to be big. But those ones are definitely going to score you more points than the rest. Then we have category 2, which is the crystal category. In this category, you're going to want to enter your best, your pearly whites, basically. The nicer the shell, the better quality of the shrimp. You can enter super crystals. Those might get you a pretty decent score as well, but size is going to matter. And on crystals, sometimes when they get that big that they enter them for contests, some of their shells aren't fully together. There's some translucent gaps, so that makes it a bit of a challenge. So sometimes breeders will sacrifice a little bit of size to get those pearly whites to be solidified all the way across. So I think the snow whites, the pure white lines, the deepest, brightest whites, or the Missouri pure red lines or black lines would have the highest chance of scoring the best points in this category, as well as the super crystals, but they'd have to be extremes like the Santa hats or the Grim Reapers. Papa Shrimp said, "Thanks for the info. Can't wait to see you guys next month. Time for some hockey. Your Florida teams are just finishing up." Yeah, our Florida teams don't do that bad for being a Florida hockey team. All right. Vibes. Can I enter my grilled bacon? I already knew it when I saw can I enter. I knew it was going to be a cichlid or it was going to be an actual edible shrimp. With cream cheese stuffed shrimp into the contest. What category should I enter these? Vibes, if you want to spend $25 per category and enter those into the contest, that's fine. But like, that's not going to get a high judging score from me with the cream cheese. If you do some like shrimp tempura or something like that, I might give you a 5. But yeah, no, it might be a great snack for the judges. You might win some brownie points there, but you won't get a high enough score to actually place in the contest, sadly. But we'll take your money.
That's what you should do.
We'll take your shrimp.
We'll put them on the end of the by the tanks. And just be like entry number 47.
If somebody, that would be a funny one. If somebody had some like fake shrimp food, like some 3D printed or something, we put that as a disqualified entry. If one doesn't make it in, We'll sink those into
not
the tank.
moving. Thank you so much, Vibes, for the $4.99 super chat.
I appreciate the joke.
Grant's going off in the left field. I know he's thinking of all these great jokes. Phil said, when working on a show group, do you separate them into a grow out or separate high grade tank?
So when I work on a actual show group, I've got usually 4 tanks set up. Maybe not 4 tanks, but ideally I would like 4 tanks set up for when I do my competition tanks, right? So I'd have 3 tanks for breeding, and then I'd have maybe 1 tank of those is like designated as the high grade tank. And then from there, I've selected the best of the best to be put into my competition tanks. And my competition tanks, there's very few shrimp in them. They might get moved quite frequently. Usually, whenever I set up a brand new aquarium, I'll make that my competition tank, just because the pH is lower, the shrimp are more stable, they can grow a little bit bigger. There's that explosion of biofilm when they first enter the tank to give them all that growth. So that's how I do things. I do not separate them out into like little breeder boxes or anything like that, but I do use my breeder boxes when I'm selecting out my groups. It makes it real easy to look in, like put the shrimp up, match them up with one another, and tell the differences between them. So I'll usually put like my best 10 shrimp, and then I'll, trial and error, pick out the worst one based off of like certain size qualities or color, judge them individually, give them the best scores.
Those black ones. They're so bright.
We have another question.
Snowflakes. Sterling said, hope everything is well. Are you guys shipping orders this week? No rush. I just want to do a water change on the cycle tanks beforehand. Yes, yours went out today. I have not sent tracking numbers. I forgot all about it till just now. So I will send you a tracking number after the live stream.
We're all set?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So category 3 is going to be the Taiwan B category. This is blue bolts, red King Kongs, black King Kongs, shadow pandas, shadow Mizuras. Ideally, in this category, extreme blue bolts is dominant. Extreme red King Kongs is another one that is dominant. Extreme black King Kongs are not as common. They're not that popular. There's not many people breeding them and keeping them. Also, it's very hard to get extremes. The fact that we get extreme red King Kongs and they're bred out, I think, is just because the price tag and the demand for red is that much higher, that the people have spent the work over the years to get that achieved, where it just hasn't been done for the black King Kongs yet. But those two are usually dominant. Blue bolts, I think, are a little bit more risky because they're moody and you can lose a lot of the blue color. They could look white even though they're solid blue in your aquarium. But there's a high chance that if they're extreme blue and the nicest blue, that they'll score a little bit higher of a point than the extreme red King Kongs, because I feel like it's harder to achieve that blue than it is the solid red, because out of breeding 30 or 40 babies, usually one will come out extreme, and then it's just growing that shrimp up. Where the blue, you can breed out like 100 blue, and not all of them are going to be deep dark blue and stay true deep dark blue through shipping. So when it comes to difficulty, I would give the blue bolts a slightly higher grade. But besides like extreme red King Kongs and black King Kong extremes, I don't think anything else would score that high of a grade. Behind those would be like shadow pandas, shadow Mizuras, and then you've got the commoners, the red pandas, the regular pandas. Yeah. But again, size matters. Quality of color and shell matters. You can win easily with the bottom of the stack with some pandas. It wouldn't surprise me. Do we have anything else to bring
Phil
up?
said, "Thank you. I don't think I'll have any ready but I'll be working on it for next year."
Yeah, absolutely. We're hoping to keep this thing going so that way it's still a thing years to come. Need to get it more solidified, like the International Beta Convention or the AKA, the ACA, ALA.
ALA, ACA. Then you got the NANFA, and yeah, all the fun goodies. Welcome in, Craig.
And then we have category 4. This is going to be the tiger varieties. Shelby mentioned fancy tigers do not fit underneath this category because they are hybrid. These are going to be your pure morphs of tiger varieties. So you can't enter tangerine tigers or aurora blues because these are a variety caught out in the wild that have just been selected bred for a higher grade. But you can enter orange eye blue tigers, red tigers, all of the Caridina Maria. You can enter crossbreeds of those varieties as well. You just can't have any bee genetics involved. And then we have category 5, and that is all of the crossbreeds with normal eyes. Sadly, we have. Oh, I'm sorry. Go back to the orange-eyed tigers. The orange-eyed black tigers and the royal blues. If you have a really, really nice deep royal blue, those are the ones that I think would score the highest amount of points.
Over an orange-eyed red tiger.
Yeah, if the orange-eyed red tiger doesn't have a good quality of color in it and a nice body color, yeah, I think those ones are the ones for sure. You could have a yellow tiger entered into this category that might do a little bit better than the yellow, or I'm sorry, than the black-eared royals, but it would have to be very nice striping and spotting to do that. And then we have the crossbreeds with the normal eyes. Now, sadly, we have to put the fancy tigers, this is the category where the fancy tigers belong, with the pintos and the galaxies and the boas and whatnot. But we have had a few entries of extremely nice fancy tigers that have done better and won over the pintos before in the past. So it is possible. And a few of the people that have entered those boas in the past are no longer even in the hobby anymore. So if you have a nice group of fancy tigers, I think this is your time to shine still, even in this contest where you have to compete with the boas, because there's not many boa breeders in the United States. I'm not even sure what's going on in band. I should check it out soon, sometime soon.
Yeah.
And we have category 6. This is our final category, and this is going to be the orange-eyed hybrids. So you've got your orange-eyed yellow King Kongs, your orange-eyed blue steels, red steels, and you can even get the orange-eyed pintos and stuff, which I don't think are really a thing here in the United States, but anything that is a crossbred project with orange eyes is going to fall into this category. You can do the black devils, you can do the red devils. In the past, the red devils have been pretty dominant in this category, but some really nice, solid orange-eyed blue steels would also be fantastic. But really anything in this category has a chance at being a crowd favorite. The eyes really draw a lot of attention. And if they're a little bit different than the rest of the tiger group, you're put a little aside from the rest of the pack. So you've got a good shot at winning the People's Choice in this category. You watching the Newts?
Yeah. I just can't stand them. Why did you get them? They're so weird. They act like there's always something wrong with them.
That's why I got them.
I'm always just concerned that there's something wrong with them because they just like float at the top sometimes and they just like look lifeless. And then a good 10 minutes went by where she didn't move at all, and now she's moving all around, kicking the male in the face, like just fine. Just scared me for a little bit.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I couldn't tell if they were fighting for that because I just fed them not that long ago, so I didn't know. I put an extra worm cube in there. I never wanted them to fight or be not fed because one of them's fat and eats both of them. So
Newts are really cute. They really are, but
I think he's trying to dance, and
they
she's
just
like,
scare
"Shut
me.
up! I just ate."
Oh, yeah, dance. They really are. I like the darker ones we have.
The darker
they don't
ones
scare me as much because their eyes are like pale too. So just like imagine like a pale fish just like floating at the top of the water, just like pale eyes, and it's just like, are you good?
I'm ready to move the tiger limia outside, and then the regular Spanish rib newts are going to go into the other 55s. And then the sirens should go up there.
Yeah, so this week we got a lot let's not say we, because I did not participate in this time. Grant got a lot of work done in the garage and built a new stand. The only thing I did was paint. It did take me 2 full days to paint that stand.
And you painted the wall in the garage to the studio, which I think we got that done last week, and I talked about that. Yeah, we did that last Sunday.
Did we?
So every Sunday, I've been
now.
dedicating a day to where I can pull everything out of the garage and then reassemble it all and repack it. And it's hot in Florida. We come inside, we take our breaks, we find something new in the garage that we forgot about, and we end up playing baseball with the kids for an hour or so. It's not all efficient, effective work getting done, but both sides now of the garage are done. Not done, but like kind of reorganized. There's a lot more space. That's for sure. I've got
like a fish flea market in our yard the other day. Like people are slowing down. It's like, it's not for you. Go away. This is our fish store.
I found bins of filters and lights that I've tried to sell in past swap meets that I thought were already sold and gone because I've got my other bins, and I was like, okay, those sold in the last one. So now I need to condense those bins together. But at least all of the family stuff and tools is on one side of the garage, and all the aquatic stuff is on the other side with the weight bench workout stuff. So now I just need to switch the weight bench workout stuff with all the aquascaping stuff, and then put everything in its proper place, put some of the stuff up in the attic, and there will be plenty of room in our garage again.
Yes, I am excited. The whole reason for me to bring that up, though, was the fact that we built the new stand and got the tanks on it. They do need to be cleaned out, and then we have to figure out how to wire them up because we have too much electrical going on in the living room. So we got to rewire everything for the new rack because it's going to need hang on the back filters and it's going to need lights. So that is 6 new plugs for all of those. We have the lights,
though.
Yes, so we have everything. We got we got brand new. Yeah, hang on the back filters.
Oh yeah, yeah. I thought you were going to be talking about lights. We just got rid of all of the tanks that had those lights that we were using and holding them for. Mm-hmm. So I even have like extra that if for like my Dutch tank I could run 2 lights and 2 filters.
Yeah, so those are supposed to be our contest tanks. Grant has graciously given me the tanks that I wanted back.
Well, not yet.
When we get the other ones ready and get them going.
But I have all the motivation as soon as the outlets are plugged in because I've been wanting to properly do my farm tank into like a Dutch style tank because I have 2 crappy half, like not half. I don't know how to describe it, but I planned it a little bit, but the way the plants grew was not how I thought they would grow. I thought some plants would be taller and some plants are shorter, and some are taller than I thought they would be. So
It's weird how
now I
most of them
know
just
where they
take up
can
half the
go,
tank.
and I can stack them so there's levels, and I won't have to do much trimming because Shelby hates it when I trim. So
I really
I'm
do.
trying
You
to
still
do-
need to trim.
I'm trying to do
That's what it
a
is.
low tech Dutch style aquascape with lots of color and low maintenance, so that way more people will get into the planted aquatic hobby side of things. Because the fake plants and stuff like that, it's only going to grow blackbeard algae, and it's just a matter of time.
My better half doesn't like albino things because their eyes. She'd agree with you, Shelly. Yeah.
It's not the eyes. I don't think the eyes.
The eyes are bothering me now.
Oh Jesus!
It's no the eyes on this one. It just they look so cloudy right now.
It's because she's
just,
in shed.
Yeah, it's
I
just the
believe
way she is. It's if that was on a darker one, it wouldn't look as dramatic. It wouldn't look as sickly as it looks right now.
I'm gonna do a big
It's
water
fine.
change on her tomorrow.
It just the white fish do this. It doesn't matter if it's a angelfish that has like a cloudy eye or something. They just look sickly, and they could be perfectly fine to me. Oh, I don't know. It's so weird. And I've had like the albino little sharks. Those are fine. Certain ones are fine, but it's the pale like skin to them. I don't know. They look unhealthy. It's just freaking me out. I've said, is there going to be a nuke contest in the future? Probably not.
At the
That would be
Keystone
cool.
Clash, get at me. I'm taking first place again next year. She's coming. That big fatty right there. She's going to the Keystone Clash.
She is cute.
It's going to beat the Siren. But I'm going to bring back the champ. You got to beat the Siren.
Is that what you want with?
I think so. I have to go back to the drawing board, but I'm pretty sure Siren
I
got
wasn't
first.
part of that, so
Newt
I don't
got
know.
second. Yeah. You must have been doing something important.
Like taking care of a baby. I still can't believe she's going to be one at the Keystone Clash. Like, that's still... be prepared for me just to cry a lot. It's just what it is. My daughter's graduating and going into middle school, so they always have like that big graduation thing, and it's like in our cool theater in town. And when my son graduated and went to middle school last year, bawling before they even started, like it was bad. Like they literally just hit the stage and started walking, and I'm just in tears. And Grant looks over and is like, "What's wrong?" And then Layla's making fun of me. And so now Layla this year is graduating. And I told her, I was like, I think I'm just going to sit this one out. And she was like, why? And I was like, you're just going to make fun of me anyways because I'll be crying. And she goes, yeah, probably. She is not sensitive to me at all. Jesse said, challenge accepted, Grant.
I just hope somebody brings some cool newts. That's all.
Is there a section for your gar? Can he bring a gar?
I think he brought one last year. Yeah.
I wasn't there. You're saying it like I was there.
I know there's a section. There's all other fish.
All other fish.
But the stand is pretty much the highlight of what got done last week. The garage,
This week.
last week.
Oh my
Monday's
goodness.
a new week. Yeah.
Yeah.
The garage is nice, but other than I mean that's gonna help me finish the other side of the house. I found the I guess it doesn't really matter because I would have gotten it done regardless. But I found the battery to my nice grinder that I bought many years ago, and I haven't used it because I couldn't find the battery to it. So battery plugged in, everything works, so we're good to go, and I can cut some IBC toads again.
Said yes, I brought one last year. I'm jealous, and Grant didn't take a picture, so I'm extra upset.
I had a lot going on. Like there was like
The beta fish from the year before that was so cool though.
I had like more than half my staff didn't show up. So what?
You're no. I'm excited this year. So just wait for this year. Shelby got some bangers. I'm excited. I'm hoping I can bring some stuff this year. That would be cool. I would like to bring some artwork. That would be truly what I would enjoy the most. Probably do some 3D. Um, there's a specific thing I've made a couple times. Some people still have them in their house. Um, it's cool to see that person back in the hobby too, since they have one of those things.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I haven't made it in a long time, and I think I know how to make the shrimp better in the thing. So that would be a cool 3D thing for me to bring for the contest, and I think I could do really good with that. And then I could just give it away. We could just like raffle it away while we're there. That'd be cool. Not bring it back. So it'd probably be for like both artwork, depending on what the artwork was. Because I also have a good idea for Father's Day this year on some cool artwork. But
Yeah.
she's so cute.
But we're getting ready for Dr. Anthony Mazerall to come this week. I'll be picking him up from the airport very, very late Thursday night, pretty much Friday morning. But I'm not complaining. I get to see one of my favorite people in person. Looking forward to hearing another one of his talks. Do some collecting on Friday. I can't remember exactly where we took him last time, but we don't get a lot of opportunities to go collecting, so it'll be fun to get back out there, see what we can't gather up and collect. I know he's after some bluefin killies as well as some elosoma. I know where to get the elosoma. I'm not too sure about the bluefin killie spot, whether or not it's going to be good or not. It all really depends on how much rain we're going to get here soon. The more rain, the better. We got a little tiny drizzle today, which is not enough.
Bluefin killie spot's good. I'm going there just to go swimming. It's so hot.
At the Buford.
Yeah.
Just making sure we got the same bluefin killie spot because
we got 100 spots, but that one's my favorite.
I'm thinking Dr. Anthony, he's a little mischievous. He's down for some trespassing. You know what I'm saying?
Stop
we
with
can go
this.
to the spot.
Who does this on live YouTube?
I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
Oh. Said y'all will get a chance, a preview in June. You'll be the first and only to know what the fish. I'm super excited. We are going to see the monster fish room while we're there, right?
What monster fish room?
His.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What monster fish room? The only one I care about right now.
Well, hold on now. Because if I'm not speaking at Capitol, there is a chance that we might go see Eric Bodrock and Regina. We got to figure that out still.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know.
But those aren't me. Those
how
are huge fish.
far
Like
away
monster
Bucks
fish.
County
Do you have
is.
Oscars?
Maybe Scotty can
I'm
answer
so
that.
happy if you have
I
Oscars.
think he
I mean,
has
ours
Oscars.
are really cool.
I caught an Oscar on rod and reel when we were in the Everglades, but
And it's like you got a slice of the Everglades up there.
we should have tried to catch that pair that you were trying to catch up by the that little overpass, and tried to where you saw the gator and tried to get those Oscars and sent them out to Jesse. That little pair that was
hundreds of them.
kind of
11
with the bait.
Oscars, not just some. 11. That's so cool. That's so exciting. I was like, I swear I've seen something. I'm not very good with memory, so like I don't remember things. You could tell me like 20 times. I mean, the only one I do remember, obviously, you have Gars. It's just easy to remember for the logo, but very, very bad memory. I forget that I have fish sometimes. So if that tells you anything, it's in my face on a daily basis. I bought them. I'm excited. I love them.
You made it sound like all fish, like you brought all fish, not an individual fish.
I'll forget like an individual fish that I bought.
a lot more likely rather than, I forgot I even have all these fish tanks.
Sometimes I do try to ignore it. I do try to ignore that I have all these tanks. Like, they're not here. They don't exist. Today I felt the real claustrophobic of the tanks today. I think it's when I'm like, I have had enough. if anything, there will be no more stands coming in, but it would be like reworking the stands that are in the spots that they're at. And then ponds outside are fine; they don't bother me. But I've hit the limit on tanks inside the home. If anything, I have been trying to slowly pawn off one here and there. Someone didn't want the size that I had on the counter, and I was willing to let go. But
Shelby, reorganize these stands. There's only like one thing we can do.
the hallway
No,
stands. That's
all
what
right.
I'm talking about. Everything
Yes,
else.
But I thought you were talking about
No.
for this situation.
No.
Because the only thing we can do.
I don't even want to look at that situation right now.
The only thing that we can do that might help the situation out is shift the couch so that way it's exactly level with this stand, and then move all of these racks over to make it level. And then you would have more room with the entryway.
You'd have to get rid of that thing.
This thing, it would move with it. I could also get rid of this and just move the 55s in the new rack. That is also a possibility,
Mm-hmm.
and would give some more room by the front door.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
So-
Never wanted to do that, but it's a possibility.
I've been trying to do that for a while,
He has.
but I was like, I am going to put something there, and I managed to put a tank right here. So
That tank's got to go. It's got to go. It's seen its days.
I think that tank can move over, and then
Jesse said, I just finished
That'll
the
look great.
steps up to the pond so the kids / shorter folks can see easier. Oh, did Scotty come by and have problems or something? I hope Scotty's still here. That's so funny. My kids, the kids will be coming with us for the Keystone, right?
it's Myra's birthday. I figured it was required.
Yeah.
Neither one of them would want to miss her eating.
We need a
cake and
van by
ice cream
then.
for the first time.
Yeah.
So
That will. Yeah.
she
We do need to make sure there's a hospital nearby just in case.
Layla pointed out that today Myra was sound asleep until we got ice cream, and she was wide awake. Like
Just
we
scary.
did several things. Went to the store, got crickets and tanks and worms and dog food, and loaded up the car. Sound asleep. They went to Claire's and I can't remember the baby store.
Like Carter's baby store,
And
which makes all the baby clothes that
sound
you see at
asleep.
Walmart.
We go to get ice cream. Boom. What is that? Share. Come on.
Yeah, that was the baby store was amazing. It's just opened up, and it's not something I typically go into, but I was like, you know what? Let's figure it out because our Claire's moved locations, and super happy. Got a super great deal on a lot of clothes, and I was very shocked, and especially with some of it's very expensive, and I'm like, that's crazy. And then I found the deals in there, so makes it worth it. Have a good night, couplets.
Bring it up.
Mike said, name a what?
Bring it up.
I wasn't going to bring up the have a good night.
No, that.
No. Name a fish that you judge people for owning.
The common pleco. If you have a common pleco and you don't have a billion gallon tank, like the common pleco shouldn't be in the hobby. We escaped an aquarium for a friend, for his grandma, and I put bristlenose in there, and she decided to go out and get a common pleco still, and the common pleco has devoured the plants, and it's going to be too big for the tank and all the hard work that we did for it, and it's just going to be a tank for a common pleco. But the lady loves the common pleco, like.
I judge people for goldfish. I absolutely love goldfish. Don't get me wrong. But in a fish tank, I just don't think that they have a place in a fish tank. Some people have like the short, like shabunkin ones. Those are kind of okay, but like you need to be an experienced fish keeper for me to not judge you. Like Lucas has goldfish in a
He
tank.
moved them to a pond.
Oh, okay. Well, they didn't bother me in the fish tank
The tank was
because
a 75
he was
gallon,
taking care
and
of
they
it.
were the tiny goldfish fish breed.
Right,
Like,
they're the
yeah.
chunky little fat ones, but they're just such a dirty fish that you got to be on top of it. So to me, it's like, no. If I see someone with gold, I see this someone that's on like TikTok, and they've been posting their tank all the time that they got one from the fair. Mind you, they have a 75-gallon tank for them. There's a few in there, and I'm very happy about that. It's not like a 10-gallon and they're keeping a goldfish, but I'm like, dude, that's still going to outgrow that tank. It's only half the size it needs to be right now. So hopefully they have somewhere to put it. But
I think that the
that's-
common pleco and the goldfish situation is pretty much it.
That's
I
it.
always judge people that don't have the proper size aquarium for what they're keeping.
what are those little sharks you get at Petco?
The buffalo.
I used to get those all the time. I saw a video of it one time, and I was like, I am so stupid for thinking that thing doesn't get big. Do you? Oh, yeah. But I was like, I could not believe that it got that big. And that's something so common at the pet store. Why? That should not be allowed. Like, replace all of those and put Killi's fish, because you know what? Killi's fish only have a short lifespan. Most people don't even, like, they get in the hobby, they get out of the hobby. You know, that's like really a good fish that people could have that doesn't outgrow a tank, that people don't have to feed that often, very colorful, and, you know, just don't tell them about the lifespan being only 2 years, because most of the time they want to get out of the hobby by then anyways. But like goldfish and just the boneless sharks, like, come on. She is so funny. She's just passed out, sitting up. This is so strange.
Shelby made a joke, Scotty.
Yeah. And, no, I think my monster fish scared him away. See, this is what I was laughing for a minute ago. It says every day Shelby wakes up forgetting why there are tanks in the house. We should do like a 51st dates joke about like I have to watch a tape of Grant Eater every morning that says, Shelby, we've been together for this many years. We have this many tanks. And I go, what? It would be so funny. You know 51st Dates. You remember that movie, right? No. Oh, my God. Well, I'm going to have to watch that movie. For anyone that does know that movie, hopefully you're understanding my reference and how funny that would be.
Sorry.
400 rolls of tape, and I can't even find one roll. That's the same with our scissors. Scissors just disappear like no other. Sharpies are understandable. That's our daughter. The scissors, half the time are our daughter, half the time it's her father. She gets it from her father. And I'm asking them both, where are the scissors? Because they never put them back where they're supposed to be. 51st tanks. Oh my God. This is getting great. That's what I'd be like, well, I thought there was only 50 of them.
Times that by 10.
Yes.
It was funny seeing Mike, the guy with the traveling tank. Did I talk about Reefapalooza at all?
No, you can do that after these two ones.
But Mike with the traveling tank, I was like, guess how many tanks I have? And he's like, 57. I was like, no. He's like, too high? I'm like, no. He's like, what? Don't tell me you got 100. I was like, responded, more.
Me? Too high? That's not it. Do you see? I said, I think it's funny how much fun you're having, and Grant does not seem to be having as good of a time.
I don't agree with you there. I'm thinking. I'm trying to figure stuff out on the side here.
You know, I tell him all the time, he never looks like he's having fun. And he'll be like, I'm having so much fun. And I'm like, you're that person that looks so depressed and going, this is like the best day ever.
Get it from my father. What can I say? Just another great quality to thank him for.
He's way worse. He's way worse. I'm like, are you even here? But I've said, are blue dreams what everyone keeps?
A lot of people keep them, but they're the easy Neocaridina variety, so they're a good choice for beginner shrimp. We keep more of the blue diamonds than the blue dreams these days, and I think blue diamonds are a lot more common.
Laura says at this point we have 4 pairs of scissors and still can't find a pair. Yeah. We have so many. And I have some that we find in like the garage like 3 years later, and they're like seized up. You can't like move them, and they're all rusted. And I'm like, great. Like, and you know what we do every Black Friday? We buy a set from Home Depot.
The same set.
And it's like 6 pairs of scissors, and it's every year we buy this set. I can't. We have quite a few from them, but like, who knows if all of those scissors are from the same set or like from one set, like 3 of them from this one and 1 from that one. It's bad. Resting shrimp face. I like that one. Someone should do that with like a little shrimp for the mouth. GNC says, at one time my wife told me, you make me so happy in the Grant face, and I told her maybe you should tell your face that. Oh, that one's good. People do pick cherries as a signature for sure. I like cherries. I still, they're a good solid shrimp that will never be ugly. Like, they're just so pretty to see in a tank. You look lost, and Vibes out here liking another mic. How dare you? We should buy that set. Yeah, it's actually a really good set from Home Depot every year. Black Friday, it's a cheap set. I think they're only like maybe, oh man, it's like $10. I don't know. It comes with a bunch of scissors in it though.
It's less than 20.
Steve, if you're looking for scissors, I took them, and also I no longer know where they are. See, I will mess up when I take them and I go, I was using them.
There's times
when idea where.
When I've had to cut a label and I couldn't find scissors, and I got so nerve-wracked that I just went and grabbed my curved aquascaping scissors and cut the label with those.
I just fold the paper in half at that point, or rip it in half.
I've done that also, but there's something I had to cut to make it look nice, and I used curved aquascape scissors, and I was still upset with how it looked.
Scotty, if you didn't fall asleep, I'm pretty sure Grant did answer all your questions.
I did.
Do we need to go back and make sure?
I don't remember exactly what the question was, but I know it was all answered
a lot of them.
On categories 1 through 6 at the end of the topic. I would say at minute 45 of the live stream.
I think it wasn't. You did not answer what would be the overall best shrimp. I think you did it for each category, though.
I did it for each category. Overall is generally one of the boas or the fancy tigers. I see orange-eyed blue steels coming out overall. The purples, I think, won it last year in Dallas, if I'm mistaken, or the years past for sure. But Neocaridina hasn't won Best in Show since I entered and won it.
Way to throw that in there,
And got a 10 out of 10 score, and everybody threw a fit, so we changed the ruling. So,
yeah.
Not everyone threw a fit, but there was a certain individual, and we changed the rules just for him, and he didn't enter. So I'll never recommend him.
Mike said, have you seen any improvement in some of the tougher lines lately? How are the rarer color projects coming along in general?
I would say since this project Myra came along, my projects haven't really gotten the attention that they require. I haven't done the culling that they've really required to stay on top of a lot of things. Some things have just because of sales, and the new project lines and stuff like that. Like my greens, I don't know why, but the next generation went backwards. Like this has happened to me before in the past, and I don't have more than like 2 shrimp that look like the Tai Bee kiwis now. So like that's a little sad, but that was going on before the baby was even here. So I do have other greens that are still popping out, other lines, but not in the green tank, which is why I have like 30 tanks of greens all across the house. Some of my fellow comrades across the pond also talk about how green's one of the hardest colors.
Yep. And right now, with the new rack being set up, we'll be putting some of the projects and some of the shrimp that are doing pretty good into the new rack. Working on some of the tanks that we had some of them in. So, like our tangerine tigers, I've always had a 40-gallon breeding of them. That tank has seen its days. It is not doing as great. It's still breeding, but nowhere near the rate that it used to. So
I just think you oversold.
To...
It was winter, and I wasn't doing as big of water changes as I was doing at its prime. But it's still, we've been trying to catch all the shrimp out of that tank, though, and keep the numbers down because we're planning on moving.
Yeah,
so
the whole rack. So
I think it's just seeing a little neglect. No, that's all.
Yeah, there's times where we do need to step back and focus on everything that we got going on. There's a reason why I get rid of the fish, and because it can happen when you have so many tanks. We don't always recommend multiple tanks for everybody. We do joke around about it a lot, but it's not for everybody. You have to be able to balance life and understand when to take a step back and not do more and just focus on what you have. So we are at that point where we are focusing on what we have, preparing things for fixing everything that we have, because there are like fish tanks that need to go out. We need to reset tanks completely.
We got to catch up on a couple of videos, and then once those videos are caught up on, I think there's going to be a little shift in the channel, and it's not like a shift in a direction that's totally different. It's just going to be a shift in momentum, and we'll be producing more content and trying to get back to the weekly video grind and stuff like that. There's just a couple of things we've got to get caught up on before we can.
Life has kind of just punched us in the face, honestly.
I enjoyed the stay-at-home dad life a little bit too long, and then some family, not emergencies, but definitely some things that needed our attention and still do. So we're taking care of that.
Good evening, Genevieve. JF said, okay, are all of these the same blue velvet, blue jelly, blue dream, blue sapphire, blue diamond, and ocean blue? Please rate these from lowest quality to highest. Thank you.
So it's not about lowest quality or highest quality. The blue jellies and blue velvets are a lighter blue. And then the blue dreams, the blue sapphires, diamonds, and ocean blues are all referring to the deeper, darker blues. All of these shrimp should be solid in color head to toe. If they're at all splotchy or anything like that, that would be a cull. If they produce reds, they're more of the blue dream line. If they produce blacks, they're more of like the blue diamond line. I believe the ocean blues are just a higher grade blue diamond. And the sapphire blues are pretty much just a rename of either blue dreams or blue diamonds. It's just a kind of sale gimmick to try and sell more of the shrimp that maybe not are selling as much as they'd like. So they attach a fancy name to them, and all of a sudden people start buying them again, thinking that they're a new line of shrimp.
Laura said, "Who carries boas these days?"
I'm not sure who even sells Galaxy Pintos right now.
I feel like the only person that might is Shelly Aquatics.
Boas? I don't think so.
She's got pintos. I know that she's got really nice pintos and tigers, but
I'm not sure.
Band would probably be the best way to find those. I don't know if they would be homebred. You would have to double check with people.
I'm not sure who has the homebred, and I'm not very familiar with what the importers are bringing in. And the last time I talked to one of them, they're done bringing in the higher end Galaxies because the market on them are it's just not there anymore. So am I ready to talk about Reefapalooza? I don't know how I forgot about that happening this week, but it happened. Is it my time?
Yeah.
All right. So good friend Harley from PNW Customs. He makes our awards. He makes our breeder boxes. couple different things here and there. But he's a good friend of mine, and he lives in the completely opposite diagonal side of the United States in Washington, where we live in Florida. But I do get to see him more than I get to see like my best friend in town. Yeah, I think they live in Seattle.
I thought he lived in Oregon.
I don't. I think it's Seattle, Washington.
Oh my goodness.
So, we do a lot of shows together. However, this one's a saltwater show, and he needed a ride from the airport over to the expo hall, but not just a ride for him. He needed a ride for his entire shipment of tanks and frag racks and pop-up stands and stuff like that for corals sent for the show. So it was like 4 big boxes on a pallet. Couldn't fit that in the car, so I had to bring the truck. But it was a really cool experience because up until now, all of the shows that we have done, we've pretty much driven everything to the show. For the Colorado show, I did have all of the plants sent to the show. So that was a little bit convenient for us to have all of that in the car with us on the ride. And I also didn't have to like procure any of that. It was just shipped from the nursery to Colorado, and I picked it up like the day before the show started. So everything was nice and fresh. So the customers got the best possible product either way that way. But I don't know, just doing things that I've never done before. I'm always skeptical going into it. And then when it's something like investing my own money, and like potentially if we were to send shrimp over or something like that, you know, the liveliness, the healthiness of our shrimp is at stake, right? So I got to see the other end, not, you know, dropping the boxes off or anything like that, but pretty much driving around to the back of the airport to go to the cargo area. Very similar in Orlando to where we had to go in Miami to pick up the imported boxes of shrimp. But we used a customs broker for that, so it was a little bit different area for sure. But I feel more comfortable now if we had to ship like a pallet of dry goods and a bunch of I don't know, plants that we grew ourselves and whatnot and shipped them over. I got to look into like live goods and the rules and everything there, but I know they ship dogs and stuff like that, so I know they're not against it. I just got to figure out what I got to do on my end to make sure that it's following their rules and everything like we do with UPS and USPS. So that was cool to do that. Picked them up from the airport and then brought him over to the show, helped him set up his booth. I got to talk to a lot of the people in the industry that I only get to see at the shows. So I got to get caught up with, you know, people from Fritz, Tideline, and Planet Aquariums. Got to talk to my friend Rob Davis from Luna Aquariums, which is like Harley's competition, but they're both very friendly with one another, so it's great to see friendly competition. Harley's small and does like the smaller things, and Rob's Rob's a little bit bigger.
It would be funny if Rob was huge though, and he did like the bigger stuff.
But he does do the larger tanks and larger sumps and stuff like that for like worldwide corals and stuff. So, and Rob's like a neighborhood friend.
That's so weird.
I was not friends with Rob, but friends with his younger brother. But he did grow up 2 streets down from me. So it's crazy. The two of us that are in the industry so close to one another, doing the shows together, and we grew up 4 houses down pretty much. If you go across a few streets, but
and across town, over the railroad track, maybe a 30 minute north, and then like make sure you hop over onto I-4 and then another 30 minutes.
3 throws of a baseball,
like right
and I could hit his house. Get out of here. I could hit his house. If I teed it up, I think I could hit his house.
Oh, you have to hit it off a tee to hit it.
Yeah. I'm gonna use a driver. I ain't gonna pitch a wedge. I'll only make it to Chase Street if I
can
pitch it.
for you.
No, that's not the same pitch. I know you're joking, but I had to say it.
TJF says, so which are more valuable sell for a higher price, blue diamond or ocean blue?
We sell our ocean blues for $1 more simply because they're higher grade, they produce less culls, and they're the more sought out for shrimp because of that. But also got to hang out with Harley a little bit, enjoy Orlando for a second, and then drove back home so that way we could get orders out on Saturday. So I didn't stay for the entire show. I just helped Harley. I didn't realize how much of the setup for the show was just going to be peeling the backs off of the magnets. That was not a lot of fun.
The quote Grant said to Harley, "This is a Shelby job."
For sure, because Shelby has nails.
And patience.
I had to use a tool, but I was able to get it. Got to hang out with Mike, like I said, with the traveling tank. Harley treated us to some Korean hot pot and barbecue afterwards, which a little different spot than what ours was, but hot pot's still a great time with friends. Mike's an interesting character. He sails, so we might be putting together a Transpac team. Us, Harley, and Mike, and some traveling tanks. Get him to win first place. But I'm definitely gonna have to set up a traveling tank. I'll probably just have Harley put together. Right. Put together everything, and I just scape it, and then I'll travel with it and bring it everywhere.
One shrimp.
But Mike's like, "Oh, dude, you have a Silverado. I'll show you the insert." And I don't have a bench seat. No, I have a bench seat, not a center console. If we had a center console instead of the flip console, there's like a little insert that he has that fits the micro tank perfectly. What?
Who knew was doing this?
Hey. But yeah, definitely gonna have a traveling freshwater tank, and we're gonna make a destination spot, or he's gonna have all the tanks travel tracked, so that way it's like little airplanes, so you can find out where this traveling tanks are at all times.
Yeah, someone just tracks us to our house.
Well, it's just gonna say Florida. It's not gonna be exactly where it is.
Yeah, right. Mike said, "What is the longest you've ever ignored a shrimp tank, and how did it just be fine?" How long's that one not been touched?
Oh, that one?
Yeah, and it's probably got 10 or 15 shrimp.
So that doesn't count.
I mean, there's no water changes though. We're not. Are we talking about not feeding it either? That's a whole different story. Because then you just get slow die-offs.
Because all the tanks get something, whether it's food or water changes every 3 months. I did have a period of time
I feel like
for 6 months where I was just let's see what can happen, and our Neocaridina tanks, and I really didn't do anything. And
there is one tank in particular we never put the shrimp in.
What?
It's still, I don't think you've ever done a water change on that, but we never put shrimp in it.
Yeah. But the oh man, now I don't know what I was saying. Oh, the Neos, they stopped breeding, but they were just fine, I guess, if you would say that's okay. They lost all their color because I had no lights on my stuff doing their water changes. But I turned the lights on, started doing water changes, and those are all the shrimp that are outside now today. So they ended up being just fine for 6 months, I would say, until I got my butt into gear and started taking care of everything.
Yeah, they're so low maintenance compared to everything else. That's a good thing about biofilm and having a good cycle tank. Now, if we were to freshly set it up and then do that where you just don't take care of them, you're going to have them all die off.
But remember what I said.
In a month.
Breeding stopped. There was no babies. So if I had 25 shrimp in the tank of breeders and stopped doing the water changes, they probably had babies for the first month or two, and I sold them off and then took them off the website for sale. And it was like when they breed again, I'll put them back up, and they just stopped. I had like just tiger shrimp for sale for the longest time because so many people were selling neocaridina on the shrimp spot on Facebook. This was back when selling neocaridina was still legal on Facebook. So
All right. Why did you put the newts in a tank right there? Like, they're just so distracting. He's literally just turned his head and is just staring at me now.
I know, and he's not
And
hungry.
it's weird because we stare at them. So it's like they're staring
And
back because of that reason.
I swear, anytime we come and sit on the couch, he swims up to that part of the tank and looks at us. So
I'm going to show everyone the cool thing that I got. This is the coolest thing ever.
what?
I'm just kidding. It is cool though. You can talk about
I don't know what
you
I'm
want.
talking about. You totally distracted me because I thought you were going to show him something aquarium related,
It is.
and you went over there and you grabbed slime.
You're not supposed to announce it before.
How's it
So
aquarium
It is
related?
aquarium related. It's
How?
the deep goo sea. Okay? It is amazing. But this stuff you can buy at Target. And this stuff is, oh, it just fell apart. The beads all came out. This stuff is awesome. It is ocean related because of the container.
And now there's beads everywhere.
I know.
It's not the kids. It's not the kids. It's Shelby.
There's something else in there. Look, they put some weird charm in there.
Yeah, probably.
Weirdo. It's so cute.
Yeah, now whenever we go to get slime for
Show
Layla,
newts.
Shelby's like, "Can I get a slime for myself?"
Not every time. I just get bored. And this
When was the last time we walked in the slime aisle and you didn't go, "No, this is for me"? I can't remember. So it's been every time for a while now, Shelby.
I mean, this is the only one that we have that is actually for me. All the other ones were actually for Layla. Like, I played with them.
No, there was like another cloud slime that you bought for yourself. And
that one
there was
terrible.
another one.
That was, yeah.
There's been a couple now,
Okay,
Shelby.
a couple out of like the 16 that I'm seeing.
And if you
on the
didn't
list.
get yourself one, you definitely were thinking about it. We would show the newts, but one of the things that I haven't really done is scrape glass. So the newts aren't really.
I'm actually surprised you
viewable
can't
from the-
tell. But no,
Oh,
this
this
rack's
got-
like.
I
didn't
scraped
do
this on
good,
stream.
yeah.
You guys saw that.
Everything else is like you can't
That's
see
the only
it.
fresh glass, pretty much, and we try to maintain that just because it's on the live stream. But like Benny Tay's coming in August, and I know all the glass will be clean for him to do a good video. It would be nice if I could get shrimp into more of the tanks, but if I get shrimp into more of the tanks, there would be less shrimp in the tanks. But I got to get them breeding. If I get everything breeding in August, there should be babies all over the tank when he comes by.
Mm-hmm. But that is something I would absolutely love for people to start doing is commenting on other videos and let us know what kind of videos you like, or on our Facebook page if you're really interested in getting like a whole video on something specific. It's always great to hear your feedback, and even just shorts if you want us to do like a short and show you like the newts or a certain rack.
Live stream topic ideas get you a $10 gift card to the tgovshrimp.com website.
Yeah.
So if you give us an idea and we use it in the next few weeks for a live stream video idea, that gets you $10.
You can't do that on television. Slime was a big art of my childhood. Yeah, I love slime. I get bored sometimes. It's just fun to have something to not think about and just play like you're, 10 years old without a care again, So, textures are pretty cool too.
I think that's it. I think we're winding down. I don't think we have to go 2 hours every single night. Myra's looking at me. She's ready to play. She's
ready for her
wide
Octonauts.
awake again. We tried a new TV show again today, and she's not a fan of Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. And I think
thought she would be.
I think both of the kids really enjoyed it, but not having it at all. So
Yeah, the kids. We're very particular about shows because obviously we don't want the ones that are like super addicting or a problem, but we also don't want the ones like some of the our kids grew up with, thought it was funny and cute, but then they made weird noises for like a good 2 years because these shows just make weird noises. They don't have it's cute like characters running around, but they don't teach you anything. They just teach you weird noises. Even like Pengu, that's actually a show a lot of people grew up with. That just like wah, wah. Like the kids just pick that up, and that's all they do for like 2 years. Like Jaden still does it to this day. So picky on the TV shows, but I guess we're gonna head to bed.
yeah, thank you guys, everyone, for watching. We will not be shipping out on Saturday. Oh, wait. There is one more thing I needed to talk about. I will be speaking for the Riley Aquarium Society this weekend in North Carolina. So if you're in the Carolina area, we would really appreciate it if you came by and checked it out. We also have a little bit of a shrimp show going on there as well. I'm not sure how you would be able to enter that one. If you were interested in that, you could reach out to me and I'll ask Richard and figure that one out and get that all settled up. However, if you're going to be there and you want us to bring some shrimp or something like that, you could do a pre-order and we'll bring that along. But if you do place an order this week, it will not be going out until next Monday. So please be patient with us. We'll throw in some extra little goodie free samples to make up for it. And I do think that is everything now.
Thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful night.
See ya.